Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Why have I got two of
Oh,
you?
there we go.
Why have I got two of you?
Well, because I was trying just a minute.
Oh, now the other one's
I
gone.
was on,
Your ghost
yeah, I
is
was on my
gone.
phone. I was on my phone.
Oof. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. I am chilly today. How is everybody else?
Oh yeah, it's cold here too.
My hands are like ice blocks, like literally ice blocks. I'm never
Yeah.
cold. I don't know what's going on. Oh,
Mm.
so we do have a few other people that were planning on joining us. I don't know if they're coming now or if they plan on watching a replay. Now that I have figured out how to get Zoom on my Linux, though.
I know for you.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was a fun ride. Yeah, I haven't figured out yet though how to, get OBS and Zoom together. So I have my presentation all set up in ways that are supposed to have my little face in there, but I may have to re-record that part. I may have to do some editing afterward for the replay. But that's okay. You guys are here live and we have got some activities. Well, I have got some activities planned. I'm so used to seeing we in the corporate world. It's all inclusive, right? Building a team and all that kind of stuff. It's always we. So in this case, it's I. I have got a few activities put together for you. I know that Teresa and Melissa have the handouts emailed to them.
I never got mine.
You never got it. You never got it either.
Mm-mm.
Huh. Huh. Now, can we add?
Yeah, I never got mine either.
Well, then, let me see about sharing a file here. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way, she says. Let's see if I can do it. Workshop docs. It will not add into the Zoom chat, guys. So let me check my email. Ah, that's why it's still sitting in drafts.
That would do it.
I did press send, I promise. All right. Well, now it doesn't want to send. All right. Do you guys have your Facebook open?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll send it in Messenger then instead. So I'm going to put it in that Better Quality Leads, this group. Here we go.
Good.
So now it's in our chat for today's. Does everybody see it there? All right. What do we want?
I don't, not yet.
I don't see it either.
Can it get any better?
It can absolutely get better. So it's in the Get Better Quality Leads.
Yep.
Something or
in
other.
there.
No, you're not seeing it there.
Nope. I
Do you
closed
see
it
it there,
out.
Lisa? No, you're not seeing it there. What the hell? So this is the joys of Linux.
Totally different operating system, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it says this page isn't available right now. Isn't that interesting?
It's not like you don't have internet because you're on it.
Yeah.
Is there a chance you could just post the link maybe into the event itself,
what
or are
I'm
you
gonna
just
have to
wanting
do.
it for those who
Gonna have to
who
do
signed
it.
up?
All right, so let's add a file then. Or not. Wow. Talk about making it difficult. This really shouldn't be this difficult, should it?
Probably not.
No, it's not letting me. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to see the document here. I'm going to make sure that it gets to you.
Okay.
We're
That
going to
works.
be, yeah, it's, I'm going to be actually taking you through anyway and using them so that you can use them in the future. All right. So here's where I want to start. Can everybody leave in the chat what you want to get out of today? Can you leave that in the chat? What do you want to get out of today? What is your, why did you sign up for this? What was your hope about what you wanted to get out of today? Mm-hmm. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. All right. To learn more, to grow my business and succeed. All right. That's a good objective. That is a good objective. I'm hoping you're going to say, well, I want to have more people in my audience who actually need what I sell and who are on that spectrum of being willing to solve the problem. That's what I'm hoping you're saying, is that that's what I really want. Motivation and tips on how to get leads, the quality ones. Absolutely. Yes, that. Okay, great, Teresa. Yes, just that. I want to grow my audience with people that actually want what I have and are in the market to take advantage. They're just looking for that piece that says, oh, and it's you that I want it from, rather than my competitor who's down the, well, in this case, down the feed, right? As you're scrolling along down the feed. So we're not dealing with how to write the content today that actually helps move a person from, you know, being aware they've got a problem, which is step one in those stages of change, through to acknowledging that the problem is having a bigger impact on their life than just, you know, this fly that they keep shooing like this, through to acknowledging, acknowledge. Danielle, sorry, I'm nervous. More people here than usual. I usually do these on my own and post
You don't
them,
have to
so...
be nervous. You are awesome. You always do so well.
I agree.
But
You
I'm
are awesome.
tongue-tied, so bear with me while I'm tongue-tied for that. So they go from being aware they've got a problem to acknowledging that the problem is having a bigger impact, to accepting that it's time to take steps to solve this problem, and then they move on to action. That's what the goal is with the content. But right now we want to get people into our audience that actually want a solution. They're already in aware stage. That's what we're looking for, right? So you've probably heard lots of different ways that you can do that. My particular way does not involve a lot of hustling. It does not involve a lot of chasing. If you're into human design at all, I am a solar plexus generator, which means that I am very emotional rather than instinctive. So I thought it was really interesting to find that out, because I've always been a more emotion-based person. I run workshops around emotional intelligence, using your emotions and your values to connect with people and to increase your sales. So if that's my nature, how wonderful, right? That it aligns with how I like to do business. And that's what I like to teach you guys how to do, is how to be more receptive rather than aggressive. Does that make sense? All right. And I know from knowing you guys, and I've now had the chance to get to know Lisa a little bit better as well, I know that that's kind of something that you'd like, that little bit more introverted kind of approach to things that doesn't have you spending hours and hours on Facebook trying to drum up leads. But leads are important, aren't they? So if you don't mind, I'm going to get started with that presentation. Actually, hold on one second. First, let's get it into presentation mode. And then I can share my screen. So. That one? That one. I think it's that one. What are you seeing? Oh, not that. I don't want to move that over. I want to move this over.
Yeah, the
Are you
title slide.
seeing, you're seeing a big slide that says clarify, connect, convert, and the subtle ABCs. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. All righty. All right, then that's our objective today, isn't it? But what is really our objective? Our real objective today is to understand how many you need to find each week, because your audience is an ever evolving organism, if you will. So think of it like a living thing, and it's constantly evolving. Part of my strategy is to remove non-ideal, remove non-aligned, remove inactive members from your group, your page, or your profile. So knowing how many more you need to be adding each week is a vital step in being clear on what I need to do every day, right? So how many do we need? Who are they? Who are those people that we want to find? What is unique about them? What makes them ideal for you? What makes them the person that you want in your audience so that you can speak to them on an ongoing basis? Of course, where will you find them? That's really the big question, isn't it? Where will I find them? That's what everybody is always wondering, where. The other thing I think that many of the people that I'm working with on this, they want to know when they should be posting and how to increase the number of people who are actually seeing their posts. Is that 5 objectives you have for today? How many do I need to be adding? Yes. Who the heck are they? How do I know that they are? Where am I going to find them? When should I be posting to engage with them? And how do I get more people seeing them? Yeah? Okay. Well, let's deal with first things first. How many people? How many people do we want in our audience? Sorry, how many people do we need to achieve our goal? So this is kind of like a reverse engineered idea. You want to figure out what is my goal in order to be able to do this. So I'm going to take you over to my little calculator. Where we're going to actually go through and figure out how many you need. So this was not one of the handouts. This is just a calculator that we're going to go through one by one. You're going to tell me what your monthly goal is in terms of your income. And we're going to talk about how many conversations you are having compared to how many you need to have, and understand what your close rate is, because that affects it. But it is absolutely easier to calculate how many people you need to speak with each week to reach your goals so that you can reverse engineer it, rather than saying, oh, I need to add 100 people every week. You may not need to. That might be too aggressive. Okay. How do you nurture 100 new people each week? And that's really part of what we need to do. We need to nurture the people that we are bringing in. That's what makes them highly engaged. Make sense? All right. Do you know there are 5 billion people using the internet? Do you know that your potential audience for what you do is only about 0.001% of all of that, which means 50,000 people. That's what you're really searching for. Does that surprise you? Not really a surprise. How do you feel about looking for 50,000 people that you can speak to? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, right? But does it feel comforting to know that, yeah, sure, there are 5 billion people using the internet. Really, my maximum potential is 0.001% of that in terms of who needs what I have to sell, right? A little bit scared. It is a little bit scary, isn't it? So if you are doing organic marketing, you have more time than money. Is that right? Do you have more time than money right now? Okay. So it feels a little bit like searching for everything in a needle in a haystack. But 50,000 marketing impressions, that means 50,000 people see you, but that doesn't mean that 50,000 go in your funnel. So we want to figure out how to target the ones that actually come into our funnel. And we're going to use 3 ways. I don't know, here, let's see. We're going to use 3 ways to specifically build an audience of people that are targeted and need your offer. And where we are trying to get them is at the point of awareness. So when we dump a bunch of people into our funnel, they are cold. They don't know us. They don't know us from Adam. They're brand new to us, right? So we need to warm them up. When they come into our audience, we want them to be at the aware stage. And this is why knowing what the markers of our ideal client are, that's why that matters. Because we want them to already be at the aware stage when we add them, aware that they have a problem. So I'm going to stop this for just a second. Carolyn, what problem do you solve for your clients?
They need more self-care.
Okay. Lisa, what problem do you solve for your clients? I'm going around the...
Well, I do multiple things. So
Okay.
I'm trying to focus on my dual business a bit. So my goal is to try to provide women that they have rights, like in the hospital and things like that.
Oh,
So
an advocate.
that's-
Lovely.
yes, that's kind of the goal.
Okay. Excellent. So they're already in the hospital and they need some advocacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So patient advocacy. I love that. Teresa, how do you help your clients? Oh, you're muted.
There we go.
There you go.
I help them learn healthier eating habits with my health program. So ideally someone is looking to lose weight
Okay.
and change their eating lifestyle, look at food different,
Okay.
and that's what my program does.
Okay. And Melissa, how do you help your clients?
To help them preserve their family memories for their lifetime, plus the next generations.
Nice. And Vivian. So these are all very clear. I like this.
Yeah, this is where I always get I stumble. I help my clients move from a space in which they are feeling a bit chaotic and a lack of direction and focus and perhaps also energy in their work, but also in their daily lives, to a place where they can feel more focused and peaceful and just feel happier overall. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that. And hopefully you know that the way that I help my clients is to help them to develop sales and marketing strategies that feel good and natural for them so that they can make those, big months, right? That's what my clients want. And of course, the vehicle I do that with is primarily through content creation. And I'm going to be telling you all a little bit about my new program because, that's what you do in these things, right? So... All righty. So back to the story then. So the story is we've got multiple opportunities, and you've all heard that you can find your clients in Facebook groups. But I'm sorry, how? Is that what you want to know? How? Great. Oh, I should just go to Facebook groups and randomly start adding people? No. No. So let's have some real strategies. Our goal then, when they're coming in, is this notion of finding them, but they're already aware. Here's what you need to understand is once they get into your audience, they're going to start formulating an opinion. Just like you do, they're going to start formulating an opinion. They're going to start formulating an opinion about you and what you do and how you offer it. And this is not something to be afraid of. If you can show up with your authentic self, your authentic voice, and demonstrate your true expertise at what you do, this is a great thing because it actually helps you to create a point of difference from your competition. Because you are absolutely unique and brilliant at what you do, and it will be in a different way than your next closest competitor. And my goal in the world is for all of us to stop seeing competition as a scary thing and start to see it as this wonderful thing that actually helps us to be successful. So this is one of the reasons I want to encourage you to friend and interact with your competition, because they help you to be better. Okay, so that's engaged. What I want to do now, I want to look at that calculator that I've got. So let me bring that over here so that I can look at you while I'm looking at it. If you can take yourself off the mic for just a second. I'd like everybody to individually, and I don't care who goes first, volunteer. What is your monthly income goal? Who wants to go first? Teresa, you're off the mic. Oh, Carolyn's going. What's your monthly goal, Carolyn?
The one that's there, 10.
So 10. What is the price per client for you?
That's in the works.
So I think we were talking between 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with
Yeah.
4. That it'll be a one-time payment. So each time you run an event, it's going to be a one-time payment, $4,000. So it means you need 2.5 clients to get to your 10,000, right? Do you have any clue what your conversion rate is?
No.
No. Well, why don't we assume that you're somewhere down closer to the current online average that I'm seeing, which is 10%. Okay, so that means that of every 10 people you're speaking to, 1 says, yes, sign me up. Does that sound about right for you, or do you feel like it should be a little higher than that? If you could just get people talking to you,
Yeah. It should be higher.
should be higher. Okay, and I know that with you and I working together, it will be.
Yeah.
So you need 2.5 clients every week to say, yes, sign me up. But what that means is that you need to speak to 5 people each week. In order to get those out of your audience, okay, that's 5 people each week, right there, 5 people. What that means is you need to add 25 every week. So based on the system that we've set up for you, you're doing 10 a day. You should be able to get 2.5 each week saying yes. Easily. Okay.
Yeah.
Teresa, what's your monthly goal? I see you're off.
Don't know. My monthly goal used to be that 1,700 to 2,000 number,
Mhm.
but it scares me to have that many people on program, because that's 17 people at one time.
Oh, that's right, because they were only going to be $100 in profit for you, right?
Yeah, somewhere it varies. It just depends on the size of the order.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't really know. I feel like I need to make it manageable
Okay.
and still enjoy it. And I'm really at a place where I'm not even sure if that's happening right now. So I'm really looking just for information.
Okay.
So when you say price per client, does that mean what comes to me, not the price of the
That's right.
program?
Yeah. Because
Then it's
we're
probably
dealing with
closer
your
to
income.
like, I'm gonna say, let's say 75, because sometimes it's less and sometimes it's a little bit more.
Okay. So it's going to mean if we're saying that it's $1,000 a month as your target, 13 people that you need to sign up each month at $75.
See, even that to me, I don't know, maybe it gets easier as you become more familiar with it, but I'm thinking 13 people, that's too many. I mean, 5 people I'd be happy with.
Okay. Well, then
And
there
I'm
you go.
thinking,
Good.
yeah, maybe I'm not looking to make a whole bunch of money. Maybe I'm just trying to help the people that are there to help. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing.
Well, and I
But-
think as well, confidence grows with success.
Yeah,
So today you're saying, I've only got 2 clients. How can I possibly sign on another 13
Yeah.
each month?
and keep track of them
Right.
and help them and
Serve them.
answer all the, serve them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's, I don't know, for me, that's what it's all about.
Okay. So it's more about the service. All right. And Lisa, how about for you? What's your monthly goal?
5,000.
5,000. That's my monthly goal. And what's your
Yeah, it
what's your
the-
price per?
the biggest one that I have is 750.
Okay. Let's assume that we're doing 750s.
Yeah,
It
I
means
just
you
want to
need-
assume that one.
And it means that you need 7 new clients a month in order to hit that 5,000 or okay, let's not say 7 new clients, because if this is a recurring payment. So when I do my content, my done for you content creation, I have a $750 offer, but it's 700 each month that they're going to be paying to get each new month, right? So if that's what
Okay.
this is like, then it's 750. You need 7 people signed up for your monthly 750 offer. Do you have any idea what your conversion rate is right now based on I talked to 10 people and how many people join?
Well, currently I haven't been promoting, so 0.
Have you ever sold in the past? What's your success been like?
In the past, it was. I want to let's put 15. I'm gonna be semi-confident here.
Okay. Did you say 1? Did you say 50?
No, 15. Sorry.
150. Okay. So in order to get 7 clients, it means you need to have 44 conversations. Does that sound doable?
Sounds a little bit like a nightmare.
It does, doesn't it? So in that case, I'm going to suggest to you, Lisa, that really what we want to do is we want to increase that conversion number. So we want to make you more effective at having those conversations or in writing the content that makes them go, oh, no brainer. Of course I'm in.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we want to do there in that case for you. If we can get you up to 50% conversion, which means for every 2 people you talk to, 1 person says yes. Holy cow, it means you only need to actually talk to 13 people. Little bit more manageable, but it also means that we want you to be adding 67 people each week to your connections list so that you're continuously bringing in people to that funnel, because they start at the top of where, as they're with you a little bit longer, they start to become more confident in your ability to help them. They become more aware of how the problem is actually influencing and impacting their life. They become, more accepting of the fact that it is having a bigger problem, and then they're ready, right? Especially when your expertise is layered over on top of it. Vivian, how about for you?
Yeah, I think 5,000 is a good number if you
Okay.
consider living costs and business costs.
Okay. And with your
Um,
new program, what's the cost of that?
Well, that's a good, actually, because it's meant to be 2 months. So
Okay.
let me just see. And it's just the introductory price at the moment that I have figured out. So that would be, let's say 300.
So it's 300 per month that you think it'll be bringing in
Per client, yeah.
per client, 300 per client, and it's going to be a 2-month.
Yes.
So that's actually 150 there. Okay.
Okay.
So in order to reach 5,000, it's going to mean needing 33 people taking part each month. Does that sound right?
I only had it set up for up to 6, so yeah.
Okay.
But eventually the price will go up if it goes well. So
Okay, so that's your beta. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
Can
but
I
if we're-
interject for a second?
Please do.
Because I was talking to lovely Vivian yesterday.
Yes.
I love her. It wouldn't be 150, isn't it going to be like the 300 because your introductory rate would be 300 a month?
Yes, you're
instead of the
right.
150, right?
Closer to
That's right.
300 a month.
Okay.
Thanks.
Make it better.
Well, there you go. That means it's only 16 people that you want to be
Okay.
bringing on each month into that, Vivian. And then, of course, that reduces again. So if your initial launch goal is, I want 6 people, and you're saying, I want 6 people for the initial instead of a price, then we're not
Uh-huh.
shooting for an income goal. We're shooting for a client goal. And that's also beautiful. So Teresa, in your case, we don't have to be shooting for an income goal because it is so variable. And I think the same thing is true for Melissa as well, because Melissa also has, hers is also very product, well, service, but it's a product that she's selling, just like yours is a product you're selling, Teresa. So the cost of those tends to be a little bit lower, but it does mean a little bit more work. And I know Melissa has definitely experienced that, and so has Teresa. The lower your cost is, the more people you need. I think that makes sense, right? The lower your cost is, the more people you need to make your goal. The more people you need to make your goal means the more people you need to bring into your audience, right? That just follows. The more people you need to bring into your audience, the more work, more time, or is it? Or is it? Desktop 1. If we can zero in on who you need to speak to, here's what naturally happens. Once you start serving people and they have success in your program, they start making recommendations of to other people. You start to receive referrals, right? So our goal then is to have one avatar. Can you have multiple avatars? That's an interesting question. Do you think that you can try to speak to multiple people? I thought I had turned those notifications off. Do you think you can speak to multiple people and still spend a smaller amount of time and be as effective? If I think, oh, I want to work with 20-year-old men and 50-year-old women, right? 2 very different kinds of people. They have very different backgrounds, beliefs, expectations, goals, but they both drink Pepsi. Teresa's like, I knew she was going to use the Pepsi example. But they both drink Pepsi, right? So can you have more than one ideal client avatar? Carolyn, with your retreats, you might be working with business owners. You might be working with healers. You might be working with exhausted stay-at-home moms. We don't know, but we do. We've worked on that. So although I say we don't know, we do. But the idea is you can definitely, but here's my suggestion for you. So in Melissa's case, she's got this big box, literally, of people that she can serve with her photo preservation program. There'll be the young mom who likes to scrapbook and wants to have details of every single person, every single moment of little baby's life. And then there'll be the older families who are like, oh my gosh, these photos are so old and they're falling apart and I need to preserve them before they're gone. 2 very different audiences. My recommendation for you is, if you feel like you can serve, this big wide, when you speak to everyone, you are actually speaking to no one. Pick one person, sell to that one person, do it really well, then add another one. But get this one going first, like a well-oiled machine, before you go after the other market. Even Pepsi, even McDonald's, even Gucci go after one target market. And I want us to be more like that, because they have to do less work. Now, let's not all forget, they also have billions of dollars that they spend on marketing. So if they want to try to cater to 5 different profiles, they have the finances to do that. They also have big teams of people that do it. You don't. So because you have a finite amount of time and an even more limited amount of money to spend on this, that's why you're doing organic marketing. Pick one, Focus on them. Do that really well before you move on to the other one. Does that make sense? Okay. Back to the screen then. All right. So 5 billion users. Has anybody seen my dartboard analogy already? 5 billion users on the internet, and I'm handing you some darts. You could throw those darts anywhere on that dartboard. Well, it's not a dartboard yet, it's still just a wall. You could throw them anywhere. And you may or may not, it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? It may or may not stick. But imagine if you had a more targeted area that you could be throwing those darts at. And now you said, oh, so I'm not trying to hit this big thing. I've got to focus and hit this. And within that dartboard, those are your 50,000. When I'm asking you to really zero in on your ideal client, my reason for that is you are shooting for the bullseye. The bullseye is the most ideal. That's the person who has the money, has the desire, has the time, has the willingness, right? Has the basic ingredients to succeed with you. They have all of the essential ingredients, and you're throwing darts and you're trying to get to that bullseye because that's where the real money is. But does that mean that you can't possibly hit another spot? Could you not hit that? Could you not hit that? Could you not hit that? Of course you could. But knowing how to speak about the problem and how it's impacting a person's life is how you're going to convert clients from your audience without having to do a lot of chasing. Because that's how you speak to them. That's how you know what they're going through. So I want us to take a moment and take, I don't know, how long is it going to take you to write this down? I want you to choose a gender. And it can be non-binary. I'm fine with that. I'm not worried about what their identity is, but choose the gender that you want to work with. What's the profession that they have? That's a piece of demographic information that makes it easier for you to find them. It doesn't mean that the people that you work with all have to have that profession, but it is your starting point of where you're going to find them, and as is the gender. You know, there are lots and lots and lots of groups on Facebook. Pick a gender, pick a profession, and what problem do they want to solve? Notice the difference in the language. It's not what problem do you solve, it's what problem do they want to solve. So in Carolyn's case, Carolyn's talking about working with people who need more self-care. I don't call it needing more self-care when I'm talking about myself. What am I talking about? How am I seeing the problem? That's what I'm asking you to think of. How am I seeing the problem? So in Teresa's case, it may be, honestly, I'm tired of avoiding the mirror. That's the problem I want to solve. In Carolyn's case, it could be, I just really need a damn break from my kids. What's the problem that they solve? I need more me time. Will they say self-care or will they say me time? Right? Lisa, in your case, what's the problem that you're solving? Are you offering, you know, what are they struggling with? Are they not being heard by their doctor? Is there a situation where the family and the medical team are conversing and making decisions on my behalf without including me? What's the problem? Is that what it is? Sorry. What's the problem that you are solving? And Melissa, what's the problem that your clients, how do they view it? And for you, Vivian, as well, how would they describe the problem that they're trying to solve? That's what you're writing down. Now, keywords for your niche could be around things like, you know, they're introverted. It could be around they have kids with ADHD. It could be they have diabetes or some other chronic disease. It could be, so in Lisa's case, you know, if you are specifically talking about hospice care, as an example, I don't know if it is or not, but I'm just saying. Okay, write those things down and let me know in the comments when you have had that opportunity to write them down. And we'll keep going. And yes, I'm going to suggest incorporating some generational marketing in your searches. And I have specific reasons. Each of these groups behave differently online. But going even further back than that, they just behave differently as consumers. Boomers are at a very different stage of their life than Gen Z. That goes without saying, right? Gen Z and millennials, they're kind of like gearing up in life, right? The millennials are having families, you know, putting away, excuse me, I have the hiccups, putting away money for their kids' college educations, saving to buy a house. You know, they have less equity in their house, so there's a lot more going on in terms of payments, right? So their money has a lot more demands on it, typically, than a boomer does. Boomers are typically empty nesters, right? So they're less likely to be building wealth, and they're more likely to be in a stage of maintaining the wealth that they're trying to live off of. So when you think about that, what it means is millennials will be more likely looking for value. They may be more cost conscious, right? But they want to get the best bang for their buck, whereas millennials want a discount. Or sorry, not millennials. Boomers would be more likely to take advantage if there was a lower price, if there was a loyalty program, if there was a subscription that was going to mean that they would save. Like, I'm even thinking back to the old magazine days. You could go and buy a magazine off the rack for $3.25, but if you got the subscription, you'd save 25% and it would be delivered right to your door. So you got convenience and a discount, right? So knowing where they are in their stages of life will dictate a couple of things. First and foremost, it will dictate how they behave as consumers. The other thing that it can actually lead to or can dictate is actually where they shop, how much they trust, how much trust you need to create, how much expertise they require. Do they value education over experience? So these are the reason you may want to consider. Is it the be all and end all? No, it's not. Do not base your entire marketing campaign around generational marketing. But consider it. Only because consumer trends will be different in each age group. So pick a group. Who's your customer? What age group do they fall in? And I've tried to put on there the years they were born in and or their ages right now, so that you could kind of go, oh, you know, I'm a Gen Xer. I think I'd like to work with other people who are like me. Right? I got to be honest with you. I have worked with Gen Z. I find them really frustrating. They have a completely different way of thinking. Can I get over it? Yes, of course I can. Will I work with Gen Z? Of course I will. I have 2 clients who are. But it means that in terms of being ideal for me, I, as the coach, need to find workarounds. I have to find different ways of explaining things. I have to put things into context a little bit differently. So this is another reason why, as a coach, maybe consider which generation, which people, which persons, maybe it's because they're analytic instead of expressive. Expressive people are always needing to talk and take the spotlight. Analytics want like the nitty-grittiest detail, right? They don't want the top line superficial. They want you diving deep in. Can you tell I'm analytic? Anyway. So is Teresa. So there you go. Anyway. All right. So that's why I'm suggesting consider it. We want to know these things though before we do this next activity. And the next activity is to figure out where we're finding them. And the first thing I want to do is tell you that there are a couple of ways. We've got some independent ways to find people. And those independent ways will include those Facebook groups. It will include suggested friends, and it will include your competitors' audiences. The other thing I want you to consider, though, is you've worked with people. Were they ideal? If they were ideal, who do they know? And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily asking them for a referral at this point, although I will absolutely encourage you to do that. If you have a Facebook group, why not put up a post that says, invite your friends? Why not do a little contest? Contest is a dirty word on Facebook. Hold on, there's a better word for that. Facebook doesn't like the word contest. Don't use that word. But a giveaway. A giveaway. You know, it could be a 30-minute or a 1-hour session with you. It could be a content audit. It could be, you know, some kind of a coaching call. It could be, in your case, Melissa, it could be like, what's the smallest thing that you can offer that is appropriate and aligned to what you sell? There could be a little giveaway. I know that when I was doing things like Stampin' Up, for example, I always had little things I could do to give away, right? When I was doing Pampered Chef, I always had little things that I could give away. So in your case, Melissa, what could you give away? Vivian, maybe yours is the Joyful Movement. Maybe it's a 1-month membership to your Joyful Movement. And that's the thank you for inviting a certain number of friends to your group. So asking your audience to invite others is a great way. Another way that you can ask your audience to bring others into your world is to, instead of putting a call to action that says, leave me a comment, maybe the call to action is, if you found this useful, share it with others, right? Prompt them to share it. Prompt them to save your post. When your post is saved, Facebook goes, oh, you have good content. People are saving it, right? I have one lady who reached out to me and said, Danielle, I just need you to know I have a special folder and it's called Danielle's Advice. And I save things to that. So she has a whole folder of my stuff. And I just got to tell you, I was like, I did a little happy dance. I was like, yay! Right? So as you're thinking about these ways, there's more than just me going out. Ask others to do it for you. Referral posts are a great way. This is something, it's like you go to your friend. Teresa has done a referral post for me in the past. Back when I was doing Modere, you did one for me, right? And the idea of it is that you write the post and you ask this person that you know wants to support you. This is one way a person can support you without buying something from you. So, oh, red marker again. So that's this one here. That's this referral post. Oops, I didn't mean to cross it out. What I have is instructions that I can share with you if that's something that you are interested in following up on and maybe trying. I have some instructions on how to ask for referral posts, how to write them, how to follow up with people that do engage. The idea is that you don't ask your friend to do the work. All they're doing is putting it up and tagging you on it. From there, you then go in and do all of the engaging on the comments, and you do all of the following up with people who express interest. And my suggestion to you is that it's not an FYI post, that it's an offer post of some sort. I have this amazing solution just for you. My friend, it's usually my friend has this amazing solution, and it did this wonder for me. And now I'm sharing it forward. If you'd like to learn more, I know, Teresa, you've done it as well for your friend that does the toothpaste. The toothpaste, right?
New Skin. Yeah.
New Skin, that's what it was. Yes.
Toothpaste. Yeah.
Okay. So referral posts, if you've got somebody who's open to doing that for you, fantastic way to do it. Asking your clients, if you've got existing clients, obviously that makes sense. But what we're going to do now as a group, we're going to do this one here. This one is your own. You'll have to do that off of this. But we're going to go into some Facebook groups right now. We are going to look at suggested friends. We're going to look at your competitors' audiences and your current clients and see where they might have people that would be a good fit for you. So, does everybody have their browser open? I am going to show you. Oh, let me just take us off share for a moment. If you've got a browser open, I want you to be in a Google search, and I also want you to be in your Facebook, please. Okay. And you're welcome to take yourselves off mute so that I know that's where you are. Probably actually easier.
I'm all set.
Okay, beautiful. Where is my Facebook? There it is. Just close that. Okay. What happened there? Oh, Linux, you're so much fun. Just 1 second while I figure out what the heck is going on here. Do you want to keep your ink? No, I don't want to keep my ink. That's what it was. Okay. Let us look at Facebook then. So in Facebook, you all know that that's your little groups tab there, right? That's your groups tab, right? Do you know that? Perfect. So what I want you to do is come into that groups tab. And what I want you to do is I want you to click on Discover over on the left. Discover, up at the top here, do you see here where it says Friends Groups? These are the groups that your current audience are already in. Okay. On each tile, that's what they're called, on each tile, it tells you the name of the group, it tells you how many people are in the group, and it tells you how many posts per day are in there. My suggestion to you is that unless they are posting regularly, don't join that group. If they don't show a minimum of 1 post per day, don't bother joining the group. It'll be a waste of your time. It's not an active group. Okay, so we want to be looking for active groups. So the Savings Guru has 932,000 members. If Mickey was here, right? If Mickey was here, I would be saying to her, get your butt in this group. Except that you want to be able to take a look at what they are, excuse me, what they are doing in that group. Because what if it's not aligned to you? What if you get into the group and suddenly it's this group of all these people that are, talking trash and putting each other down, and it's not very empowering. I don't want you wasting your energy in the group, having that coming across your feed. So look first for the ones that you are already in. Oh, join group, join group. This is only showing me the ones because I had that set up. Shoot. And I don't remember how I did that. But what I did is I set it up so that it's only showing me the groups I'm not in. Over here in the left column, where it says categories, I'm suggesting that you take your keyword that we came up with in the most recent exercise, the keyword. So for me, introverted was the one. Oh, look, lots and lots, but introverted is what I'm talking about. So I type in introverted, and it's going to show me all the groups that I can join, right? And it's telling me here 4 friends. So it gives you two options. That's my point. If you are just trying to attract more people who are like the people in your audience, in your world already, you can look at these tiles, you can click on each one, and you can read the description, what's in here. So for example, these are all have a lot of people in them. I was looking for one that had a smaller group. 8,000. Wow, these have a lot of people in them. Damn. It's because I just went through and removed. So sometimes I will remove a group and say it's just not relevant to me, and then it hides it. So I'm not able to show you a whole lot right now that are not relevant to me. Click on the groups though. Take a look at what the about is. Then come down here. Who of my friends are in this group? It shows you who are my friends. So this one says Lisa has joined. Lisa happens to be my competitor. What does Lisa know that I don't know? That's my question that I'm asking. This particular Lisa is my competitor. I don't think you can see my mouse moving on the screen. She's my competitor. What does she know? Oh, you can? Okay. What does she know that I don't know? I'm going to join this group. Once I'm in the group, let's see. Your membership, you must answer the questions. What's the best email address? I am not writing. No, I'm not. No, you can't have my phone number. Well, I don't have a phone number, but that's beside the point. So here's one of the things that I should have looked at first. I went and made an assumption because of the size of this group. Who of my friends are in here? Are these people I enjoy interacting with? Right? Are these people that I feel like, ooh, they're a person who's on my add, invite, message list, which is one of the things I'm giving you today. Are they one of the people on my list? Are they a collection of the people that are on my list? Okay. The other thing I'm looking at is how many posts are they putting up in here? If this does not show a minimum of 30 posts created in the last month, I don't join. And my reason for that is this is not a highly engaged group. We don't want to be spinning our wheels or wasting our time in a group that is not engaged. Guess what? I'm going to guarantee you, Lisa is in multiple groups. So if it's not this one, it's going to be a different one that I'm going to find if Lisa's one of my ideal people. That's one way to find groups that your ideal clients are in. The other way to do it is to come back home and go to your friends. All my friends. What's the name of a friend that you want to look for that you think is an absolutely ideal client? Oh, will you look at that? All of my ideal clients are right there. So, so I'm going to come over here to Cheryl. I'm going to go to her about section. And I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to look for the groups that she's in and the things that she likes. Oh, it's not showing her groups. She must have that hidden. That's okay. If a profile is public, it will tend to, it'll show you all of these things. So I happened to pick a profile that wasn't public enough to show me all of those things. But it normally will show the groups that she is in, right? Or the groups that she administrates. And I know she has a group, so it's weird that it's not showing me that. Let me see if I can find another one. Let's look at Tiffany and see what she's got. So we come to the about, and we come scrolling down, and we're looking for who are the followers, right? What are the videos? Here's the, see, groups. I knew it was somewhere. Right? So are these groups you want to be in? That's what you're looking for. That's how you can determine, is this an ideal group for me? So it's not about doing keyword searches specifically. It's about who's in my group, my audience now. where are they participating on Facebook? So I look at their friends lists, I look at their groups that they're in, and then I also use that Discover tab to look for the groups that my ideal clients are in. Now, if you don't already have at least 50 people in your audience that you feel like that's somebody I'd like to work with, we want to work on getting you a more tight base. And the reason for that is Facebook is making recommendations to you based on who's already in your audience. So, for example, if your audience is only filled with your in real life friends, it's going to show you people that they know. If you are trying to expand your reach out to a more global audience, it takes a little bit of putting yourself outside your comfort zone. Who's your favorite non-real life friend on your friends list? So Teresa, I know you've got lots of people. You've been really building your community of people that kind of nourish your spiritual, emotional, right? Are those the kind of people you want to be working with? Do they make you feel good?
Yeah, I am kind of pinpointing that right now. I'm doing a
Okay.
lot of self-discovery right now to try to
Okay.
figure out where I'm at. I have a lot of friends on my friends list that I don't interact with, so I need to clean that up.
Okay.
But yeah, those
Okay.
kind of people I'm attracted to.
Okay. Melissa, what about you? Have how many on? I mean, I know you and I don't know each other in person. How many people have you got? Have you got at least 30 to 50 on your list right now?
You know,
Right.
probably not, probably more like 15.
Okay.
Mhm.
So for you then, what I would suggest is to don't look at the suggested friends, because that's going to bring you more of what you've already got. They're making
Right.
suggestions based on what you've already got. So in that case, what were some of the markers? Are they a certain age group? Are they empty nesters? Are they
Yeah, they're all about my age, so 50s to 60s, yeah.
okay? So in that case, what I might do, where's my Facebook? I might come back over here. Okay, so I might, oops. I just need to wait for it to
Go home.
let me, yeah. So I'm gonna come into groups, I'm gonna search groups, and I'm gonna say mature woman. Mature woman, that's how I'm gonna do it, okay? And then I'm going to start looking at the groups again. Mature woman, obviously, you know, 25, mature people mingle, that probably isn't it,
No.
right?
That
But
may
look at
be a
this
little
one.
suspicious.
10 posts a day by women 40 and beyond, 20 posts a week here at the Real 50. It's a mature meeting place. Never mind. Mature lady looking for a lifetime partner. No, mature woman. What's this group about? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Never
Right?
mind. Maybe that's not the right words to use.
maybe it's not.
I gotta go. Okay.
Okay,
It
enjoy
was
your day,
great.
Teresa.
I loved it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. So look for those keywords in the group section there, and once you do, so it's until you have the kind of people in your audience that you want to keep throwing in or bringing in, don't use the Discover tab,
Okay.
okay? You will need to use keyword searches, and I'm going to show you now keyword searches. It's actually called answerthepublic.com. So if you can go to your browser and go to answerthepublic.com. Okay. You can create a free account. You don't have to upgrade to Pro. You will still get the information that you're looking for.
Okay.
So, tell me about your ideal client. Tell me about, we said it was about preserving memories, didn't we?
Yep.
So preserving memories. So I typed in preserving memories here. I just chose United States or left it blank for United States for you.
It's easier.
What this does is it helps you to understand the way people are searching for your topic online. That's what this does.
Oh, cool.
Once you know how people are searching for your topic online, you can then use those questions. You can use them to formulate your content. You can use them to do your searches for your people. You can use them to create freebies. You can use them, right? So there's lots of ways that you can use this knowledge about how are people searching for my topic online. And then what it does is it gives you this wheel, okay? And this wheel is all of the different, okay, let's see here. Memories which can be located and retrieved refers, okay, that's not helpful. Let's come back over here. Let's see, storing photographs. Oops, that's not how you spell photographs, Danielle. Oh, I'm already logged. Okay, there we go. So the free account just lets you do searches. Restore, oh, not restoring, storing photographs. Okay. We're gathering your data. Okay. So this gives you all kinds of different little charts that are going to help you. So these are the questions in this first one. Is storing photos in the cloud safe?
Okay.
Does storing photos on iPhone use data? What's the best way to store photographs? So if we clicked on what's the best way to store a photograph, oh, I also have another thing that helps you with keywords. It's called Keywords Anywhere. If you want to add an extension to your browser that helps you. So for you, Melissa, can I store photos in a Ziploc bag? That's a great post idea.
Yeah.
Why it's better to store your photographs your way than in a Ziploc bag. What are the risks?
Probably not a good idea at all.
Probably not a good idea. But in here, your people are probably not talking about storing their photos on Facebook. Not the same way that we're talking about. So this is why knowing the variables around who they are going to help you, because you are a product that you're selling.
Right.
Versus a person who's selling a service. A person who's selling a service may be patient advocacy. Oh, look at that. Patient Advocate Foundation, patient advocates. Oh, that was cute. Creaky Joint Patient Advocate. Now, oh, I guess, does it need to be in Canada, Lisa? Right? So patient
Well,
advocacy in
I
Canada.
work primarily with people that are like having babies, so I'm kind of trying to figure out how to like base it towards that genre as well. Because like you see, pregnancy advocates also comes up more with end of life than
Oh, really?
the start of life.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
know what happened there. How did we get into dog spotting?
I don't know, but I do need anybody want to watch my dog in December? Now that you're at the page.
Oh. Patient advocates in Canada, and it's not so. You can also do a search by adding public groups. You can say which city. I wouldn't worry about the city though, right? Patient advocates, and it's giving us immigration. That doesn't make any sense to me. So something has happened between the communication when it's stalled there. Nope, it's still showing us that. That is very weird, Lisa.
Odd. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the information, already. It's like
That is really
new
weird.
stuff to know. I can play with other keywords and thoughts, ideas, and stuff. So.
Yeah, and if you've got people in your group, so thinking of birthing, thinking of pregnancy groups, Canadian pregnancy groups is a great place to start. So it doesn't have to be about advocacy. Pregnancy in Canada. Pregnancy Canada, there you go. So you've still got groups that you can start looking through. Networking for entrepreneurs, that makes a whole lot of sense. Why would that come up would be my question.
Especially in Australia and Singapore.
right? But it does say Canada. So is that all
Oh,
they
it
were
does say
looking
Canada,
for? Right? Pregnancy over 40. Are you specifically targeting that age group, for example? Holy poopy, I'm over 35 and pregnant. What now? That might be a great one for you, right? So depending on how it is that you're serving them, how you're helping them advocate. God, I could have used you when I was pregnant with my first. So depending on how you're advocating with and for them, those keywords are going to help you find those groups. But it's really about going into the group itself and looking for how many posts a day are they putting up, how many posts a month. That's going to tell you how engaged they are. You don't want to be in a group that has no engagement. So I'm going to show you women helping women, women helping women. So everybody wants to join this enormous freaking group. Why? It's pretty useless.
It is. I'm in it and it's useless.
Right. So when you come and you look at their about information, if we can get there. No, you're not going to give me the about information. Not the home. Not going to show me the about. Not featured. Okay. Normally what it says is there's like thousands of posts in a day, right? But here's what I want you to do. Once you're in the group, don't stick around if you discover it's not engaged. So as we're coming along here, one thing I know about this group in particular, it's a lot of follow me threads. Oh, look, this post has 138 comments. That makes it seem like it's a really highly engaged group. It's why it keeps showing up in your feed. The challenge is follow me threads don't get you leads, don't get you business. Everybody's so busy throwing their name on those threads. They're not looking for other groups. They're not looking for other service providers. This is about me taking a very quick opportunity to throw my name out there, make myself feel better that I did my lead generating for the day. I put myself out there, but it's not effective if nobody's taking you up on it. So that's not a direct conversation. So continuing on down along, another one, promote yourself, 62 comments. How many posts in a day, 2 hours, everybody's saying, promote yourself, promote yourself, promote yourself, drop your Instagram handle, promote yourself, right? Whose Facebook group needs some love? Promote yourself. So what I'm saying about this group is that the quality of the posts are not going to be helpful to you. So I'm suggesting, I did not expect this many promote yourself. They're really illustrating my point. Sure, these posts have 74, but is anybody responding back as you look through the comments? Let's not look at top comments. Let's look at all comments. 44 previous comments. Nobody is responding to these. Nobody. They're all just dropping their information and walking away. Not a good use of your time when it comes to lead generating and audience building. Do you agree?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I'm suggesting you do. I have statistics on specifically this particular group. That's why I came here. I have statistics on this group that show when I paid for a membership, I did not get one single lead, not one. In spite of posting every single day, in spite of doing a variety of different posts, I posted value posts. I posted posts that would help to increase your skills. I posted curiosity, hey, let's connect. I posted offers. I posted training. Hey, did you want to train? I posted freebies. Not one lead. Do you know where I got leads though? Comments I would make on other people's posts. In this group, I would go through using a keyword search. So let's come up to the top of the banner. We're going to use the search. And we're going to do photography. Look at that. Look at all the posts that are coming. And there's Amanda. right? Lots and lots of different posts. Maybe one of the things you could or should be doing, Melissa, is trying to get
Mhm.
in with photographers,
Yep.
right? So start making some connections with photographers. Guess what photographers have? They have
Photo.
clients who love photographs.
Yep.
So thinking about it kind of I'm trying to find my customers. Who else is trying to find the same customers? People who love photographs. Oh, I guess a photographer. So if we were to come up and do the same thing, but this time with Lisa's, oh, it was over there, sorry. So we're going to come to that search, that little search thing again. And is there anything unique about the pregnancy?
I haven't decided fully on it yet. I'm still like, I started when I was like 18. And
Okay.
so I had tried things then, and then COVID hit, so I kind of put it to an end. And then now I'm trying to get back into it. I kind of want to do some online things as well as in person. So it's kind of like there's lots of things going motors. And then I had my website designed, and then there was a crash, so it got completely wiped. So I'm a little discouraged at the current moment.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
it's fine. I'm just like, I had got so much excitement because I built it up again, but then it ended up just being destroyed anyway. So
Okay. Well, why don't we just put pregnancy in then
Yeah.
in general? And you will now see. Okay, forget the kidnapping survivor. Talk about a trigger alert. Okay. And then I would read the post. But what I'm doing when I'm in there is I'm looking at the comments themselves. I'm reading through the comments. Who among these posts that have the keyword pregnancy in it, on those posts in the comments, that's where I'm finding people. Now, what I'm doing is I'm leaving my own comment.
well, that's how I found you.
There you go.
You left a comment.
Oh, so
It was-
Lisa knows it works.
Yeah, it was on one of my like my, because I'm also a VA on the side. So
Okay.
one of my boss's posts, actually, you had commented underneath, and I was like, oh, I might join that just by myself, like on my home page. So it worked. You just didn't go to the original intended party.
There you go. When I'm making those comments, I try to leave an open question. So I'm looking for somebody who is revealing either a portion of their problem or the solution that they're looking for. So let's imagine that it was a post that said, I've done the search on content creation. And the question that came up was around writer's block. Or somebody said, the question that was in the post was, so what do you struggle with the most? And somebody wrote down writer's block. I would ask an open question. So I'm going to start a conversation, say, I totally hear you. I also I get writer's block sometimes. What do you do to get yourself out of it? What strategies have you created that can help you with that? So with yours, Melissa, somebody that's talking about photography, I might talk about, do you prefer frame? Are you the kind of person that likes to have frames? Do you put your photographs on the wall?
Right.
How often do you pull your photographs out? But I'm going to ask questions that pertain to what I do. The more open, the better, rather than a closed question. Closed question, where do you go with it? So if you're going to ask a question, yes or no, A or B, it makes it really hard to continue the conversation. But my hope is that you are leaving the question, they come back and answer it. You then have the opportunity to say, oh, that's great, thanks so much. And you can continue on. Now that you've had an interaction, two things happen. They're familiar with your name when it shows up in their friend request.
Right.
And Facebook doesn't go, you don't know them, because you've interacted with them. So Facebook will kind of red flag you if you're adding too many people that you have no connection to. So the number one way that I find friends is through the suggested friends. Okay, I actually go into Facebook, go to my friends, it says suggested friends. It'll give me thousands of people that I could potentially friend. It's giving me those suggestions because I have something in common with them. And that first thing that's in common is mutual friends. So this is why having people in your audience. So depending, I love photographs, I love scrapbooking, I love all of those things. What are some other things that kind of speak to, like, I talk about my photographs all the time.
Right.
I talk about growing up in my grandmother's house and the walls were so covered with photographs, I don't even know what color the walls were. Right? So I might be somebody that has other people in my network that also love photographs, that also love walking down memory lane. Maybe memory lane, by the way, is one of the keyword searches you use.
Yeah.
Suggestion.
There's a company out there called Memory Lane.
Oh, is there? That's okay. That's okay.
Something or another.
Yeah. But those are, so using different keywords are going to help you to find those, right? Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've lost my place because I wanted to talk about suggested friends. I wanted to talk about finding in groups, but being more selective about how you find them in groups, being more strategic, using keyword searches to find the people and engage with them in those groups, using the discover that shows you what groups your friends are already in, and then being more intentional about which ones you're joining. Quick story, when I first came onto Facebook to build my business, I think I joined 60 entrepreneurial groups, thinking, oh, I gotta be able to find clients in there, right? I posted my little heart out. Coming up with 10 new posts every day. So I wasn't putting the same post up in every group because, we all travel in the same circles. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you're going to post in the groups you join, remember your circle is probably in multiple groups that you are already in. So there's that mutuality. So you don't want to be posting the same post in every group that you go into.
Mm-hmm.
But here's how you can find people within that group, assuming the group allows you to do your own posts, right? And mine is a group that allows you to do posts. Mine is a group that allows you to do lives. Mine is a group that allows you to do what are called ladder posts. And a ladder post is like having a ladder. Rung 1, who? Rung 2 has this problem. Do you have this problem? Yes. Wants this solution? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's the idea. So it's 3 short statements. Online female coaches want a strategy to end writer's block for good. Without doing what? Without spending hours a day on Facebook. Online female coaches want to be able to write content on repeat without spending hours a day. Yes, yes, yes. It gets people to say, oh, I do, right? And then you either put like some kind of put it on a colored background. It's an easy way to get people to identify themselves. That they fall into your ideal client. 2 things, online female coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Have this problem, want this solution. The other option would be want this solution without this obstacle. Another one would be have this problem, wish it was different in this way. But it's always that same formula of who are they, what's the problem, what's the solution. Worded in a way that they're saying yes, yes, yes. That's what makes it a ladder post. Yes, yes, yes. Does that make sense? I've got a couple of examples that are in the handout that I will share with you that are just screenshots of good ladder posts I've seen to help you deconstruct and reverse engineer them for yourself to see what I mean, so that you can see them in a variety of different niches as well, so that it's not just all Danielle's niche, which is so easy to write for, or so you think. So everybody's like, well, you're a business coach. Everything's easy for business coaches to write. Not really. It's not really. Anyway, okay, we're going longer than I anticipated, guys. Does everybody still have time to keep going?
Sure.
I haven't
Okay.
half an hour yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to be done by 1, but yeah.
Okay. Then, what we're going to talk about next then is engagement. And this is an important thing. This is actually the real meat and potatoes of what we're doing today. Engagement. So, who here is not using professional mode? Have you been offered professional mode?
I don't know. With all my traveling, I really haven't been on top of my Facebook at all.
That's okay.
That's why one of my comments was, I'm looking for motivation.
Oh.
Very hard to get back into the swing.
So those Facebook groups, those suggested friends, the friend, the referral posts, the client referrals, all of those things, your goal is that using all of those sources, like that was 5 or 6 sources that I told you, you're just trying to find 10 a day. That's your goal. 10 people a day.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you don't have a Facebook group, then your goal is invite them to be your friend. In my system, I don't add people to my group right away. Avena does that for me. Avena goes into different groups and talks about, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? And the whole point is to join my group. So she finds people to join my group directly. I work on building my audience on my Facebook profile because that's where I want to, that's my gateway to being with me, typically. Okay. Your goal is to find 10 people to add to your personal audience each day. That's the goal. You don't have to add 100. You don't have to think about it as 50 a week. If you just think about, okay, I'm going to get up in the morning and I've got stuff to do today. It's a busy day. I know I can sit down and find 10 people. So we want to make it so that it's simple. I know, for example, that when I go into the heart-led, soul-centered female group, it's an entrepreneurial group, I know I'm going to find 3 people in that group, just like this. I know because I've already done it consistently. I know how to do things in that group, but that takes a little bit of time, right? Once in a while, I make a post in there. I really don't frequently make posts in groups. I am more the kind that goes in and interacts because I want to build a relationship with people. I am more likely to go through looking for the posts that resonate with me, leaving comments, reading other people's comments and responding to them. I get so many friends from interacting with people on other people's posts, just as a result of being friendly, asking open questions. Okay, so I don't want you to be overwhelmed thinking, oh my gosh, now there's all these, that's 7 things I have to do. Nope. Find the 1 or 2. 1 or 2. And for me, that is suggested friends. And the other one is actually to be looking at my competitors. Okay. So those are the 2 that I use primarily. If you have Facebook professional mode, this is going to help you to understand when you should post, how often you should post, and what kinds of posts your people are interacting with. What's engagement? Likes, comments, shares. Yeah, that's what engagement is. If you have professional mode, Facebook is actually going to show you how many people you're reaching, how many people are interacting. Okay. And you can see I fell down on the job, only 19 people last week. This is oh, that was the 28 days. I must have fallen down a lot last month. There you go. So what is engagement? What we're trying to do is we're trying to use the information that's available from these insights that Facebook gives us. And if you have a group, these are available in your group. If you're using professional mode, you'll have this available. Here's why it's helpful. Oh, great. I reached 2,600 people. Right? I reached 2,600 times my post came across somebody else's news feed. So it means that 2,600 times something that I posted was on somebody else's screen.
Right.
That's what it means. And that when we said earlier, marketing impressions, our goal is to have 50,000 impressions in a year. That's what we're looking for. Yay, 2,600 just in the last 28 days there. I don't remember what day I put that picture there. However, impressions do not mean sales. So we want to know how many, what our engagement rate is, because engagement rate is a benchmark, right? If I know that today I have this percentage engagement rate, next month, did I go higher? Did I stay the same? Or did I go lower? That tells me, did the actions I take make it better, same, or worse? And I'm always liking to look at data because it helps me to know what to keep doing, what to stop doing, and what to start doing. So that's why we're looking at this. And I've got an example here. So I took a look at 2 different types of posts on my own because that's where I have the engagement metrics from. The formula is really easy. What was the total engagement, which they give you as a quick number? Can you see that this column, hold on, let me see this. This column here, that is your engagement. This one is reach. This is how many people did this post get in front of? How many times, how many screens was this post shown on? I'm not worried about that. I don't care about that. It's unimportant. What matters more is what were the likes, clicks, and shares, which is the total engagement, compared to how many followers I have. Well, I have 1,436 followers. So that's this number here, 1,436. On this one post right here, this one post that I was very, very proud of, very, very proud of this very long post that talks about how a major cause of low success rate in programs is actually a result of misalignment of the client and their starting point, right? So this was part of one of my mini series. I wanted high engagement on it. Ultimately, doing the math, I got a 5.99. Yay. Guess what? A good engagement rate is considered anywhere between 1% and 5%. 1 and 5. Okay. Between 1% and 5%. That's what you're shooting for. So above 5%, you're like, oh yeah. You pat yourself on the back. But that's one post. And that's one kind of post. In that case, it was an authority post. So it was specifically designed to get people to say, oh, she knows what the hell she's talking about. What about an offer post? Because these are the ones that are going to get us clients. Authority posts, memes, tell me what you think of this. You know, let me tell you a little story. Here's what my philosophy is on things. Those ones, don't expect those to get you clients. That's not their purpose. The purpose of those other posts is to build awareness, get people excited, get them believing in you. Offer posts are the ones that get people reaching out and saying, can I hire you, please? The authority post had a 5.99%. The offer post had a 1.88. So 2 things happened. It got in front of fewer people. Less people saw it. Less people interacted with it, right? But as a ratio, I still got a 1.88. So that's still within that band of, that's a good amount of engagement. I got 2 clients out of that. That offer post, I got 2 clients out of that. The whole point of knowing what your engagement is, the whole point is, I now know from everything that I've done that I should be making my big post, the one that I want in front of the most people. I want to be putting those out on Monday mornings before 9:30 a.m. Because I have those metrics, I can know that the best time for me to post is Monday morning before 9:30 a.m. and Wednesday morning before 11 a.m. Completely different than what online says is the best time to post on Facebook. Online says best time to post on Facebook is Fridays. What is it, between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. or 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., something like that. That's what all the Google searches tell you. If you just listen to the Google search instead of doing your own analysis, you'll always be posting on Friday. Guess what? I get crickets if I post on Friday. I don't do a cricket noise well, but it's a lot like cheep, cheep, chirp, chirp, cricket, cricket. I don't know, but I don't get anything. So having your own statistics helps you to know when it's right for you. When are your people on? Does that make sense? The other thing you want to bear in mind, though, unfortunately, is I'm in Canada on the East Coast. If the majority of my audience is in Australia, I want to be posting when it works for them, not when it works for me. So if I read that on Facebook, on a Google search, that Fridays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. is the best time of day, for who? Where in the world are they? Where did this statistic come out of? This is another reason why, if you've got professional mode available, I do recommend using it. Does that make sense? Now, who has professional mode that I can get you to open up yours? I want to show you how to use. Okay. I have an engagement calculator that I'm sending you, that you were supposed to have already received. Okay, so Lisa,
Yes.
tell me what I want to know. This is, I'm going to show you how to use this in a second. So what kind of post was it that you're going to tell me about?
Give me one sec. Let me pull up.
Do you know where to find it, Carolyn?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Okay. What kind of post was it?
It was a personal post. It was about my brother's birthday.
Okay. What day did you post it?
November 14th. Monday. It was a Monday.
Okay. And approximately what time was it?
I think it was in the evening. Yeah, 5:22 p.m. If we
Okay.
want to be specific.
So post reach count.
Okay, the post reach count was 15, it says.
15. Engagement count.
34.
How many total followers have you got?
From the post or just in general?
In general, how many total followers have you got?
Total 424.
424. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's what I picked the best.
Oh.
Sorry, I cheated. I picked the best, but
Okay. So a personal post that was put out on a Monday got her an 8% engagement rate. So now I know personal posts work well to rev up your algorithm. Okay.
okay.
Do you have a business one there?
Let me see. I don't even remember. I suck at posting it on my personal page, my business ones. So
That's okay. Where do
I
you
don't
post
even-
them?
I normally post them on my business page.
Okay, go there.
So I
Let's see.
Okay. One sec. See, Facebook changed theirs, like that the pages are now profiles in a sense themselves.
I know.
So it makes things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay. They have a different amount of followers then?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
What's the followers there?
409.
Books.
My last
Okay.
post was November 9th
Okay.
at 3:17 p.m. When was 9th?
Okay.
That's a long time ago. That was a Wednesday.
That's okay. How many did it reach?
40.
Okay. What was the engagement number?
2.
Okay. So what that tells us as a 0.49 is that post underperformed. I would be putting in multiple posts in here and determining, and this is why I've got the filters on here so that you can sort. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, I would be deciding basic categories that I would call each of the posts. So I have authority post, I have curiosity post, I have offer post, right? Conversation posts. Then that way I would only have the 5 categories and I could sort them. So the way to use this is As you're looking at each one and you're looking for the higher percentages, you can either sort them and figure that out. This will tell you, is there a trend of what day of the week works best? Now I know to post on that better day. Is there a time of day that works best? Is there a style of post that works best? For example, some people should not write long form posts. Their ideal target audience, their ideal client, their audience doesn't like them. They like pictures. So for example, I know from doing my own audit of myself that when I do a long post and don't put a picture in it, it performs better than when I do put a picture in it. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason to use the number for the reach helps you to understand when your audience is online. That's what this number means, post reach. How many computer screens in general did this post get put in front of? So you can then have a greater understanding what time of day. So for example, I encourage you to put up memes and just things that create conversation, like silly questions. ABC, I think I put up one not that long ago. What's our next movie marathon, DCU or MCU? Right? That has nothing to do with business. You're a human being. People want to know you as a human being. Use your personal stuff to be the stuff that revs up. Honestly, personal stuff almost always revs things up, Lisa. So I wasn't surprised to see such a high engagement rate on that. But if you make it an intention that you're going to post 4 times a week about your business, and the other 3 days a week, you're literally just using Facebook to be social. You can then be intentional about what time and day am I putting up my business post, and what are the posts that work best for my audience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's how you create a more engaged audience. When they're more engaged, they're more likely to buy. When they're engaged, they're kind of indicating, I have interest in what you're saying. I find what you're saying valuable. Right? And that's what you want. You want them to be interested and engaged. Knowing when and what to post increases that number. You can do it by looking at the generic information that you can find on a Google search, or you can do it like this. Right? All right. I think we're just about done. Oh, this quick slide. I'll just show you this quick slide. Because everything else after this is just me talking to you about my new program, recapping what we've learned. So I won't worry about that. But here, I thought this was really interesting in terms of engagement rate. LinkedIn has the highest engagement rate naturally. Right? LinkedIn is great if you're working and trying to deal with professional people. So if you don't feel like you're getting enough engagement, LinkedIn is still more the working age group, but it may be a place to consider looking at instead of Facebook if you're not getting the kind of engagement. The thing about LinkedIn is it's very spammy.
Mm-hmm.
That was my experience. Very spammy. Just in general. A lot of talking, not a lot of listening. So that was my only thing. On Facebook, though, if you're getting a 2%, this is the average on Facebook is a 2%. 2% is the average. Oh, right. I had that thing. Just shot. I highlighted it my own way. Yeah. And then I had already mentioned earlier about knowing the time zone thing. If you're in the UK and your best clients are in the USA, remember to take that back 5 to 8 hours. I will also say you do have to use a variety of posts to be able to create more engagement. You want to be able to clarify what it is you do, how you do it, how you help. You want to be able to connect with people. That's when you'll be able to convert. And going back to the funnel again, recap, blah, blah. So that's what so new program. If you'd like to learn more about that program, I just put up a post today on my profile. I also wrote a blog post about it. welcome to learn about it there. I won't bore you with it here because I've got to get going. Because as always, I took more time than originally planned. Just that's typical.
Whatever.
Melissa's been in a one-to-one with me. Carolyn's been in a one-to-one with me. They know. I plan to take this much. I take twice as long because we get into stuff, and I like to
Right.
answer questions and be thorough. So
Well, you make it very interactive, which is nice.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've been like, I think it was Teresa who had mentioned that she was self-discovering a bit, but that's been me a little bit with the pandemic. I kind of been learning more about myself, and I'm really an extrovert, but I've also kind of been more introverted since it. And so I've noticed that I
Right.
need more like stimulation with people and stuff still. So that's why I've kind of been like, oh, someone's got something free, I'm hopping in. Do I know what the subject is? Not really. Let's just wing it anyway. So I've been on a few of these, but yours is very attractive. Like you made it that we're talking about ourselves while getting to talk with you. So I really appreciate it. So thank you for having
this
me.
is pretty typical with me. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I gotta stop saying that. I'm
We're
not
Canadian. We can't help it.
sorry. Right? We are Canadian. We can't help it. So is Carolyn, by the way. Carolyn's also Canadian.
Oh, then you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I had the triple whammy, not to get too personal here, but I'm Canadian. I'm a child of an alcoholic and I'm a child of divorce. So I was like, bam, 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 you're gonna be sorry for everything.
Catholic too, because you could throw
Yes,
that
that
in.
was the other thing. Yes. Raised a Catholic. There you go. I just triple whammy. I had a quadruple whammy, apparently. All right. So I know that I was rushing through some of these things. Where's the confusion? I want to answer the confusion before I let you leave.
I just have one question, is I do have a page, ambassador page. Is it, and I do try, I mean, not while I was traveling, but on general speaking, I was before I left trying to post every single day.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do a lot of sales, like these are the sales that are going on, and I
Yeah.
need to get beyond that. So that's,
Okay.
you know, I mean, I know I have to, I'm just not sure what to write about, but
Okay.
I'll eventually figure that out. But when I'm looking for people to add, should I be looking more towards that page or to my personal page? Because I try not to post too much on my personal page about my business. I mean, I do, just not a ton.
Yeah.
Stole my question.
Okay. So 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Facebook deprioritized, downranked business pages.
Okay.
The reason they did that is they want business pages to be paying to play.
Right.
So business pages that promote still come across your feed, but in general, Facebook has prioritized paid content over organic content.
Mhm.
Look at your
It
news
is a
feed
business.
today, right? Your feed today will have 25% sponsored ads, sponsored posts.
Mhm.
Yes, sometimes they're from people that you are friends with. Sometimes they're not. But 25% of your feed is now coming from paid advertising. So what that meant was something had to give. And what they said is going to give is Facebook pages. So unless you are a bigger brand, you will likely find that until you get a large following on your page, it will not be being shown regularly to people. The other thing about a page is it's not typically user generated. And if you deal with millennials, they want user generated content. They don't want to be spoken to. They want to be part of the conversation. So for that reason, for millennials, if that's the age group that you deal with, better to be doing a group than a page.
Okay.
Okay. That being said, groups are a lot of work. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest with you, a group is not like Carolyn's like totally, it's totally a lot of work. So a group is a lot of work. So if that's your strategy, know that it's going to mean that you won't be able to pay attention to other things. I always find that my group engagement suffers whenever I try to do something new. I'm an experimenter. I will always be an experimenter. So I have one strategy, and even though I know it works, I'm still going to try this
We'll try
other one.
other.
Like today, I'm doing a workshop to launch my new program.
Right.
So that's a totally new strategy for me. I've never done that before, but I'm experimenting with it. We'll see what happens. So, right. But in the meantime, I started a blog about a month ago. I had a choice. I could either post in my group or I could post in my blog. And my reason for that is I'm very strict with myself. How many hours am I allowed to be on each day?
Right.
And that is for my own sake, to preserve and protect my energy. I'm not an extrovert. I am great in small group settings. I am great when big group, once we know each other, you'd be like, shy, what?
Right.
But brand new, unless it's one-on-one, I'm very, very shy. I'm very, very, I hide is what I do. I hide. So a blog is a beautiful way for me to do things. A group was, I chose group to push myself out of my comfort zone, to push myself to be more involved with a larger base of people. Right? So what is your strategy and how does it fit with your personality? If for you, you feel like, oh, I don't really want all of my personal connections. I got 400 people on my friends list. And really, they're really personal connections. I don't really want to be inundating them with my business stuff. I have a different suggestion for you. You can now create multiple personal profiles.
Oh, okay.
Using the same using the same email address. I have two, because I may or may not go back into my Modere business one day. Right now, I don't have time. Right?
Mhm.
So a second profile keeps it all under one roof and lets you switch back and forth, and you're keeping the two audiences separate.
Right.
That might work. But personal profiles get the highest priority. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Paid content gets the highest priority. Then personal profiles get the second highest. Then groups. But if you're not an engaged group, you won't get shown to anybody. And then pages.
All righty.
Yeah. So that would be my suggestion, a second profile. And then that way it lets you keep them separate. And you add all of us, Melissa, if you create another YouTube. Lisa, if you create a separate profile.
Because like I said, I'm a VA. So one of my clients had asked me to make a second one. So I did, like,
Beautiful.
using an alt email. And of course, I don't know how long we're going to be working together. So I might try to move that over to something mine as well. But the biggest problem for me is I do too many things. And if I tried to spam my personal one, like, oh, hey, here's a book I wrote, here, hire me for your virtual assistant work, oh, by the way, I'm a doula, oh, here's the brother's birthday, like, I'd have way too much going on. Like, I can't mentally capacitate either.
Pick one.
Yeah, I know, it's
ideal client right there. I'm multi-passionate and I'm working on too many things all at once.
Yep.
I need focus.
Well, biggest thing is there was this, I always tell this people, I'll try to wrap it up real quick so that you can go and everything.
I don't need to go anywhere.
As kids, we always played, oh, I want to be everything woman. So instead of a superhero, we wanted every talent. We wanted every superhero power. Like, it was just, I want everything.
Yeah.
And so I've grown up and I'm still playing everything woman here. And I'm like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And this year I've kind of like, cause I was looking into Etsy shops. I'm like, ooh, that sounds like so much fun. And I'm like, no, just back off. Don't think about doing that unless you want to prioritize it to something that you're already focusing on. And since I started my dual stuff when I was younger, and I really want to bring that back now that COVID's slowly ending a little bit, like that was my main passion. Like, I love my virtual assistant stuff, but that's not like my super big passion, right? So stop putting all these other things up at the forefront and try to push the one that you do want. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do.
And doula services are high demand, just so you know, as we move more and more away from mainstream healthcare, particularly in Canada, as there's more and more of a crisis for workers in those environments, doula services are high demand. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I live in Saskatchewan. We had mentioned on the
Yes.
group already a little bit. So
Yeah.
here where we are, like the midwives are very low. So I would mainly be helping in hospital births anyway, because not many people have home births.
Right.
So I've kind of like the training that I took too, there was also many drama with that. So I'm kind of trying to get a new training so that I can like cover myself, right? So it's just like
Okay.
there's multiple steps I'm taking to it. The next year, that's going to be the priority.
I used to be in the juvenile products industry. And so I had partnerships developed with a few different doulas. One of them was this beautiful woman who was a sleep doula who would actually help post-pregnancy, postpartum. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, I said postmortem. Ew. Sorry, postpartum women get their children, their babies, their infants sleeping through the night by 3 months.
I like a sleep.
Really cool. So I learned a lot about doula work through her, but I know that there's a high demand for it. So that's why.
I almost need to just have a call one-on-one with you just to talk the whole time.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Just ramble to each other for another
We
6
could do-
hours. Over what's
It might be hours, right, Carolyn? It might be
Yeah.
hours. I think even when
Yep.
Melissa and we did a member spotlight, Melissa and I.
Yeah.
And normally I try to keep them to half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure we were on there for over an hour just in the talking on the live together. Not to mention
Yeah.
the time before.
Yep. Yep.
Thing is, like,
I don't
talking
know,
to
I'd be
you-
interested to see on how many people
Yeah.
actually managed to sit through that whole thing.
Surprised. I looked at the stats. There's a few, believe it or not. There you go.
It never feels like talking to you that long though. Like
No, it does.
I
And I
think
didn't
we were
realize
on
it
for
was
4.
hours.
4 hours. We have.
We were, and it didn't seem like that at all. Like literally felt like maybe an hour and a half or something.
We got so much accomplished that day though. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
a
did.
lot can be said in 4 hours though. The thing is, like, you could type a lot of things down and that's fine, but it's never the same as a conversation, because I can say maybe
Right.
1,000 words per minute knowing my rambling speed. But you know what I mean? So much more could be said during that time then.
Yeah, absolutely. So that actually speaks to who is doing lives and who should be doing lives. So lives are an incredible way to build know, like, and trust with your audience, so they get to understand who you are. You can't fake your authenticity on a live. You just
Mhm.
can't. So you can
Right.
fake authenticity in a written post. You can't fake it in a live.
Right.
Reels are another one. I'm experimenting with reels myself right now. So I like to run lots of experiments.
I love it.
And no, I don't dance around and I don't point to words. I sit and I have it like a talk.
Conversation
Hey.
with yourself.
How you doing? No, I don't do it like that, but it's close. What's his last name? Tribbiani? Joey Tribbiani? Is that?
Yeah.
I was never a Friends.
Friends.
Okay. Your
My
Friends girl?
sister's a big Friends fan, so I'm a Friends fan by default. So
Okay.
it's just
And
how
I'm
it works in this house.
what's the name of that show? Big Bang Theory. That's the
I
one I
haven't seen
love.
that one yet.
Yeah, that's the one I love. I don't watch TV, but when I do, give me the nerds.
Right now, it's been Bones. We've been on like a whole like.
Oh my
sci-fi
gosh, I love
thing.
Bones.
Yes. I love the whole mystery with the like, oh, we're all
The
sitting on the couch. Oh, I
anthropology,
guess this
right?
person. Yeah.
Oh, I love the anthropology.
Sorry, we're getting so off conversation
Sorry, okay, yeah.
here.
All right, ladies. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope that you got something valuable out of this. Even if you got one new tip, I'm happy. If you got multiple, I'm ecstatic. But I know that I am not saying anything that's so uniquely different than others. But maybe I put them all into one package where they
Right.
were like bit here, bit here, bit here. Here's the thing. Even today, as I was going through it, I'm like, you are not explaining this as well as I did in practice.
Of course not.
Okay. So it's the nervousness of having live people that are going to listen to you stumbling over your words.
Mhm.
And you said millions and you meant billions. And then you get totally caught up in the fact that you made a mistake publicly. And then you
Right.
totally lose your next words. This is normal.
Mhm. Yep.
So if I was unclear, if you're like, that actually didn't make any sense to me at all, Danielle, this one transition from here to here, that just didn't make sense, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. When it comes to what are my best keywords, I'm happy to help you. Okay. Use that answerthepublic.com as a great way to find content, topic ideas, and other keywords that people are using in coordination with. So photography restoration, not restoration, photography, photo preservation. What else are they talking about? How are they asking the questions? What other words are they saying photo? Are they saying pic? Are they saying image?
Mhm.
To speak to the language of your ideal client. That's why I like using that. And then the other one is that extension, keywords everywhere. Love that one. Every single time I do a search, all the keywords come up. SEO keywords. So those are the ways that people are searching the internet to ask their questions. Me, I write the whole question out. Because I'm old. I don't just do keywords. But I do also know how to do all the brackets and exclamations and what do they call these quotes?
Semicolons or
These ones.
The quotes,
Yes.
yeah.
quotations.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Quotations.
Oh, the quote. Duh.
Quote unquote.
See what I mean? Sometimes your brain just doesn't work properly. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay. And then of course, the crane. So the crane itself, if you have questions about that, I have a video on that. You can read a post. I've described it in words. I've done a live video. You can look at that. But the crane is do the compatibility check before you add them. That's how you know that they fit with what you like, fit with what you're searching for, that compatibility. Then add the friend request. Use your favorites. Facebook lets you put 30 people on your favorites list. Use those. Adjust them, cycle through them, be intentional about who you're interacting with. Nurturing, obviously, is your content, and then analyzing, right? Evaluating. Always, always, always evaluate. Make good decisions because you've got the information that helped you to know what worked for you, rather than the generality that you can find on a Google search.
Right.
Right. I got trackers galore. You want a tracker? I got a tracker. I got trackers.
Better tracking the trackers, right?
I actually do track trackers. There you go. I'm joking. I don't really. That would be absurd. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you taking the time. And
Thank you for
reach out if
everything.
you have
Thank you, yes.
questions. Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
take care,
My
everybody.
pleasure.
Have a good
You
day.
always over deliver.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
you
glad.
absolutely did.
Yeah.
I'm glad. All right. Bye, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
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 Chat soon.
Oh, come on.